This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the Siege Ratchet in the War for Cybertron Ratchet. And turns out to be a pretty cool figure. Looks pretty good. And this is based off of Cybertronian mode. Box here. Typical Siege packaging, looks good. Nothing really to show that it's an exclusive, but gets the job done. So let's have a look at him real quick. I'm going to disconnect this accessory. And we see these got a lot of white plastic, red paint, strange different color white wheels, a bit of a wash there. His feet just hanging off the back. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I could see this as a Cybertronian vehicle. In fact, it looks a lot like the Cybertronian wheeljack. This is what I would think the alt-mode wheeljack would look like Cybertronian-wise, except maybe cleaned up a little better right here. And I don't really like that at all right there. But you do see some little lights for the ambulance. So that works. One thing I do like is how this opens up, which I didn't know that was a thing that this mold did. And of course this is a remold of their Ironhide, which I think this looks better than Ironhide. So here is the weapon, and it comes like this. This is how it comes out of the box, but you can remove these pieces here and do whatever you want with it. So maybe you want to put this here. I think in the alt mode, it just looks better with these on the front if you want to include them. There you go. Crazy, isn't it? Here he is next to an extremely gimpy looking G1. May not be pretty, but gets the job done. Here it is next to a Masterpiece Hot Rod. And the reason I want to pull the Masterpiece Hot Rod piece out is because you see how long it is. So it's got almost the length of Hot Rod. So that's pretty long. It's a long mode, and we're going to get into that when we get into bot comparisons. Here we are with the Classics Mirage and Wheelie. You can see, yeah, he's pretty big, and this is simply just a deluxe figure. Let's go ahead and look at the repair bay mode that it has. So we split this, and we're going to disconnect that. We need to get the arms out. Go ahead and spread them out to the side. We're going to fold these, split the legs, sort of almost transform it back like so. Fold those flaps back, and then this repair bay side, need to orient the arms like so. There's not even a place to tab that in. So when I first saw this in the instructions, I thought they were joking, but hey, it's a thing. There we go. Now you got the repair bay, and then you put this in one of the sides, and you have this for its repair bay. Yeah, not a mode I would keep it in, for sure. I guess you can put this on the other side and throw someone in there and repair them. So yeah, let's get them to robot mode. So we're almost there now, so split the legs. And then we're gonna rotate the waist around. No, we don't even need to rotate the waist around. Fold this piece back. The rotation of 180. You have to have it all at the right. This is the hardest part, is the rotation of 180. There we go. Got that done. Lift his head out, snap everything in, get his arms right. There we go. We have him in his robot mode. Now, let's have a look at everything with the robot mode. The head, you have a little bit, no up, side to side, but you have some down due to transformation. So, arm, there's quite a bit going on in the shoulder, but you can take it out way past the 90. You got the bicep swivel. You have the 90-degree open bottom there. Waist swivel all the way around, which is great, and 90 front and back. Thigh swivel. It's kind of a universal type joint there. And then 90 on the knee, and you have ankle rocker, no pivot. Now, so the thing about this is that he's a little bit bigger also than the average deluxe size figure. So I think that with that, you're getting your bang for the buck with this mold. But I kind of don't like these flaps on the side. They don't even cover up the wheels that well, but I don't know. Those get in my way. It's just aesthetically, I don't like that. That's like, out of everything, if they would have engineered it in a way that it could have tucked in somewhere better, but it doesn't tab in well. It doesn't, it just hangs out there. I don't like that. But anyway, and there's paint right down here on the feet, paint on the inside. That red paint's done well all over. Tamper-graph, no sticker, paint up here. So cleans up okay in the back. There's kind of a big hole right there. Big opening there. Openings here. But yeah, for the most part, cleans up pretty well. And for, if you're like me and you spent 15 bucks on it, then that's a pretty good deal. Here we go with this. And he can hold this. And he can plug this. The rest of this assembly here can fold up and just plug into his back. So he has complete and total accessory storage. And if you don't want him to hold on to this, you can just plug it in there. And if you want him to do something with this, it could plug in here, I guess, if that's what you want. Or you can give him, he can hang out with sideswiping them and have a shoulder cannon. Be like, yeah, hey guys, I got my own shoulder cannon. All those different options will work. And I kind of like how they have those ports, and yeah, that gives you a lot of options. So I did mention that he was big for a deluxe class figure, and seeing as how these figures here were 30 and this guy's technically 20, I just think that you're not getting a whole $10 more out of these other guys, although they are kind of triple changers, so that's really not making my case that well. But he does almost scale with these guys. Like, he's almost the same size as them, and yeah, they probably should be bigger in the lore, and that's kind of something that Siege is doing well. Siege is actually making all the figures scale together very well, and I have to commend them for that. And one of my biggest complaints about Siege is you're not getting your bang for your buck, or your figures are too small for the money. But for 20 bucks, I guess you're definitely getting your bang for your buck out of this guy. Here he is next to Prime and Megatron, and yeah, they do kind of tower over him a bit, but I think that these are bigger, kind of the biggest, I guess, of Voyager class. So yeah, it's kind of what I expect. And head to head, his head is slightly taller than the Spinister, and I think Spinister's a pretty tall deluxe figure too. I think both of these figures give you great value for your money, and when you're looking at buying Chug stuff, you really need to feel like you got value for your money, and I really think this mold does it. Now, I think that in every case, it seems like Ironhide never looks right, but Ratchet looks better, and I feel the same way with this. I felt the same way with the Masterpiece. I felt the same way with pretty much every iteration of a mold that's Ironhide and Ratchet, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the color scheme just looks better. But I don't think we've gotten a mold that really executes Ironhide well. This is the Ironhide mold, but it's definitely redone. They've redone, I think, the shoulder bits. There's a lot of parts that have been redone. It's not just a direct repaint of Ironhide, and for that matter, I think it looks really good. I really am not impressed with the Ironhide mold 100% for that character. And I do understand this is a Cybertronian take on the character, so I accept that. But still, this mold always seems to work better than Ironhide's. So this is the Siege version of the Ratchet, and I think it is actually a great rendition, great version of the figure. I like how everything's inclusive with the weapons, and his accessories are unique to him, which I like. I don't like just getting exact straight repaints. I do love how his molding was different than Ironhide's a bit. And I do like he's got the articulation that you would need. He's got the size you would need, and then for what I paid 15 bucks. I think it's excellent, even at 20 bucks. And these exclusives are actually kind of harder to get, and I'm still impressed that a drugstore is the one that's landed this exclusive. But I don't like the flaps down here. Now that kind of bothers me. I think that his repair bay mode is just kind of more of a fan mode that was just created out of thin air. And then, but aside from that, I think overall it's a pretty good figure. He looks pretty good. You can tell what character he is. I think he's better than any of the other ones they made in the past aesthetically. And yeah, I think you definitely get your money's worth out of this. Anyway, let me know what you think about this guy. Like, subscribe, Deer Hanger out.